Hello everyone, welcome to QNAP Live Broadcast. I'm Sam, your host today. And today we do not talk about our products, but we are going to talk about some new features. Basically, that is not a new feature, but we have it already for a long time. We integrated a third party like a backup company, and we have integrated function with QNAP. So today the topic is create a reliable backup on QNAP NAS with Acronis Backup. So speaking of backup, we all know that we have private cloud as NAS, and we have public cloud, something like Google Drive and iCloud and etc. Yeah. So today we're going to talk about the Acronis, which is also famous in the cloud market. So we have our PM Norman, and he knows a lot about Acronis and how to combine the Acronis backup with our QNAP NAS. So the agenda today is that we will talk about what is Acronis and what can it do, and then the Acronis advanced features. Then we will do some live demo for you to know that how can we link to the Acronis with our QNAP NAS and what are the advantages of using Acronis with our NAS. Then we will show you how can we do to keep your data safe with the Acronis and the QNAP NAS. So we will go into the slide first. And we check on the title is Data Backup and Disaster Recovery Report. So as we know that NAS, having the NAS is to have data upload and storage capacity, but NAS is basically more than that. Like QNAP NAS, we can give you some entertainment functions, and we can give you virtualization, Windows or Linux function. Even now, Ubuntu can also use in our QNAP NAS. So why do we need Acronis, and why Acronis current user can co-work the backup with our QNAP NAS? So let's talk about the new generation backup solution for enterprise, and we will show you how to minimize the downtime.
Yes.
Yeah. Please let us know the detail you have.
Okay. So we know that Acronis is the pioneer in the backup field, and the company has worked in the backup for more than 10 years.
Okay.
And in this slide, we will show you how the QNAP NAS with the Acronis will bring you an efficient backup solution, and also some advanced features of Acronis. And we will also have the live demo to show you how to operate the Acronis with the QNAP integration.
Okay, so let's take a look at how can we deploy an Acronis backup solution in the enterprise, like the structure of their environment.
Yes, and the list structure is often to see in the backup solutions. And with the Acronis, you can back up your PC workstation and even the service server, the virtualization, and also it not shown on the slide, but even your cell phone, iOS, Android can be backed up to the Acronis backup management server.
Yes.
And the storage space also support to store on the NAS Acronis cloud.
Yeah. So since we know that enterprise can use Acronis cloud to have like a complete backup solution, right? But how does it work as an add-on function with our NAS?
We cannot set it add-on function because it's a complete software to do the backup. So I have mentioned it can have the complete covered around different type of data. Even the database can be protected by the Acronis. And if you want to a solid backup solution, you will need an efficient backup software, just like Acronis. And the most important thing is that where to put your backup.
Sure.
So you will need a reliable storage.
Sure. That is the most basic and common question and problem that the enterprise will have. Like the previous page, we have DAS, we have NAS, we have cloud, right?
Yes.
But under so many different choices, we will check on the comparison by local disk, DAS, cloud, and NAS. Why we will suggest you to use NAS? Because let's check on that column one by one, like the storage capacity, local disk. nothing have to
because
say.
you have
Small.
only limited number of the disk.
And by Acronis, the storage capacity is charged by demand, right?
Charged by demand, yes.
But for NAS, we know that NAS, the main purpose is to provide a super huge or external storage.
Expandable device.
Yeah, expandable. Like you can put in link in parallel or
DJ bar,
something like that. So the flexibility is unlimited. Yes. So let's take on the storage protection. Why do we have to mention about protection? Because something will go wrong on your hard disk. So we have RAID 5, 6, 50, 60, even 0 and 1. And also, not only we have the RAID for you to protect your hard disk, whenever and whatever you backup into your NAS, we can also backup the backup from your NAS into another hard disk or another NAS.
Even the cloud server.
Yeah, even another cloud server. So that is why we can give you a complete protection, such as Acronis, which the DOS and local disk cannot reach.
Yes,
are satisfactory. And the shared storage, of course, that is really important because as an enterprise, what we store on the NAS, we have to have the ability to share to other team members so we can work together to hire the efficient while working, right?
It can be said that every backup source can be reached the shared storage without pass through the backup server.
Yes,
it can. If your data pass through the backup server, it will have the performance impact on the server.
Of course.
Yes.
Then we will check on the remote replication. Only NAS supported replication by remote NAS or cloud service.
Yes.
Right? Then we will talk about backup speed, which is a very important thing because now we know that the bandwidth requirement has been bigger and bigger from 100 megabyte into 1 gigabyte into 2.5 into 5. But now only QNAP NAS can provide you as fast as 10 gigabit.
Yes, 10 gigabit Ethernet.
Yes, of course. So the 10 gigabit Ethernet is not only related to the connector port, but also the interface. So if you have a 10 gigabit transmission speed of your NAS, we also need a 10 gigabit switch or internet cable, SPF.
Only to upgrade to 10 gigabit Ethernet span.
Of course.
Yes.
So while using Acronis Cloud, the speed is based on your internet bandwidth, which you purchase from your local internet supplier.
Yes.
Right? So no matter to mention DOS and local disk, okay, because compared to storage capacity and other columns, I think the value is not as good as Acronis Cloud or NAS, right? Yes. So let's take on 4 best storage from Acronis and how can it work? How can QNAP NAS provide you? The first is the high-speed interface embedded. Like you know that we have recently launched a lot of new NAS which has 10G base key port and SFP port built inside of our NAS.
Yes.
So you don't have to do external devices.
Yes.
And then the full product lines. Well, Acronis, many people will think that is a product for enterprise, but not really. Even if you are a Soho company, studio, office, or small business, we can also use Acronis to protect your backup and your product. Your data files. So, with the flexibility from small to big, of course, QNAP supports you.
Provide series of products that can fit your need.
No matter it's 1 bay or
2 bay,
over 20.
Yes.
And then the global service network. We have 8 call center in all around the world, and then we have uncountable the branch, like over 80 or how much? 20 or
I'm not sure about the.
Yeah, but we can check on that later. Yes. So we have global service network and we have help desk inside of our QTS main page. So basically, you can find support whenever you need.
Yes.
And then the complete data protection, like we said, we have hybrid backup sync to back up your backup files into another NAS or the cloud.
Yes.
And we have RAID system from 0 to 60 depends on your
hard
choices.
disk numbers
Yes.
also need to consider.
Yeah, and of course we also have snapshot, which is very important that you can recover each folder or the whole system by the version you want.
Yes.
Yeah, no matter what is the current situation to your NAS and your computer system, which is connected to NAS by Samba, right? So this is what we want to show you. Like if you are okay, so we have some small problem to our slides, so we get into the live now, and I will adjust the slides and then we go back. Yeah, we have we have variety of choices from
Yes.
1 bay to enterprise.
Yes.
NAS.
Even the different of the CPU level.
Yeah.
We also have the model support the NVMe SSD and the Thunderbolt, 10 gigabyte Ethernet,
Yes.
gigabit Ethernet.
Yes, and we will show you later one by one.
Yes.
And the next thing is what we said. We have 4-inch data protection, like the golden triangle, the trifecta from the RAID, snapshot, and hybrid backup sync.
Yes.
And of course, we have the Qtier, which is the exclusive function that you can use the SSD as cache to increase your read and write speed.
Yes.
Or if you want to take the SSD as a tiering SSD that which can increase the specific data that you use. Oftenly, we will increase the read and write speed, and we will put your data that has not been used often.
And in Qtier 2.0, we can regard the SSD as a storage space,
of course,
not only the cache.
Yes. So we have another video which will explain the Qtier very clearly. So if you're interested in that, subscribe our channel and look for Qtier as a keyword inside of our channel, and you will see more about that. And then here is the interface, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because
we have the powerful hardware device such like Intel Xeon and the AMD Ryzen, and also compatible with the NVMe SSD. So this the hardware is very powerful, but without a fast interface, you cannot perform the full performance of the NAS.
Of course. So that is why we have a fast speed interface for Mac and for Windows system or USB system, right? Sorry, 10G port.
10G port.
Okay. And the last thing is we have a global service network in no matter it's like Europe, America, or Asia. And we can help you, we can support you through our help desk, which is in our website or in our QTS help desk app. So if you have any question, any problem that you cannot solve by looking for the answer on the internet, just go to our help desk.
Yes.
So to run a global enterprise, good product is not enough. Good service is what we take great importance at. So we have the after-sales supporting, such as good after-sales supporting as Acronis. So that is why these two companies can work together.
Yes.
So after we have checked everything, let's talk about the features, the Acronis advanced features. Like we will tell you the 6 main points of the Acronis, and Norman will show you very clearly about what are they.
Okay, so about the complete protection, I have mentioned it can protect different type of data because from as the time going, the web service and also the software is diverse. So there has many types of data. So the objective of the Acronis is try to protect the data belonging to the enterprise. So even the physical machine, virtual machine, and the database, even the Office 365 can be protected by Acronis. And the fastest recovery is help the user to reduce the RPO and the RTO.
Yes.
And try to let the service downtime shorten. And about the flexible storage option, Acronis support to backup to the NAS, even the Acronis Cloud. Yes. And about efficient backup, Acronis provided technology to do the backup deduplication, and it's the technology help the user help the backup data to reduce its size and to let the backup can be executed more efficient.
Okay.
And with the intuitive management, the IT can manage the host for backup task, even the host is in a branch, not in the headquarters. Very easily. And the innovations, Acronis provide technology like the Acronis Active Protection. It can detect the behavior of the ransomware. So if a ransomware started to
attack
the system, they can detect this kind of behavior like a pattern. Because the ransomware will open the file and encrypt the file, and once the Acronis Active Protection detect this kind of behavior, it will stop the process and protect your data and even the backup data.
Okay, good. So let's take these 6 sections one by one. The first is the complete protection with different kinds of operating system,
Yeah,
right?
you can see it's include the Microsoft OS and also the Mac OS, the Linux, and for the virtual machine it supports the Hyper-V and the VMware, and for the mobile OS it supports iOS and Android.
Okay, cool. And then the next thing is also very important, the off-host optimize the backup efficiency. What is the off-host?
As we can see, backup tasks including to backup the data, compress the data, encrypt the data, and after all this done, the backup need to be validation.
Yes.
To check the integrity.
Yes.
And some user might to do the backup replication because the data is very valuable. It need to put into another place to make sure data is
Sorry.
I mean the backup replication is try to put the backup data to other locations.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. And about the cleanup, well, while the time goes by and you will backup data more, your backup data will gain more and more.
Yes.
So you need to the mechanism to try to reduce the version of the backup data.
Yes.
And need to do the cleanup.
Yes.
Okay. And then the final one is conversion to the VM. This means you can convert the Windows or Linux OS to the VM. What it used for is used for while the disaster is happened, you need to shorten the downtime of your service. You can just recover your service by mount the VM.
Yes.
And all of this procedure, if done by only one single host, it will cause the performance impact on this host.
Yes.
So Acronis provide a host framework to let the backup task can be distributed to other of host agent.
So you mean I can have like 3 or 4 agent to do 7 of these things?
Yes.
And like maybe the first agent doing the first 3 things because that is combined with each other.
Yes,
right?
combined.
And then for the rest of the other, like the agent can do maybe one computer do the 2 of this first,
yes.
And then the other computer do the rest of the things.
Yes.
So everyone we just put like set like 30 to 40 of our CPU effort, and then we can combine the 7 process together and make it done more faster and more easier.
Yes.
Like this one, right? For example, we have one backup management server.
Yes, it's used to managing all the backup tasks.
Yes, and then through our 10 GB switch.
Yes.
Right, we have 3 Acronis agent at the right hand side. We have the first one doing okay, we check the middle one. The Acronis storage node is doing the first 3 thing, right? From backup to encrypt.
As we can see, the Acronis storage node is used to put the backup data. So we assume the backup data has already in the Acronis storage node.
Okay.
And the other two NAS can help to do the rest of the backup test.
Okay. So the first one do the replication, and then the third one do the validation, cleanup, and then conversion to VM.
And always test completed in the 10 gigabit Ethernet LAN environment.
Okay.
So it means it can enhance the information transmission and also the data transmission.
Okay, I understand. So what is the advantage of the three of the agent doing one thing?
Share loading.
And
the shorten the backup test execution time.
Okay, yes, got it. So this is this a Acronis exclusive one?
Yes,
this is Acronis exclusive. So if you are looking for a good way, or if you are now just using Acronis but do not 100% understand about this, now you have another choice to lower your cost while doing the backup.
Yes.
So let's take on another thing is also very important, the duplication.
Yes, and the duplication is the way help you to reduce the data you need to backup.
Yes.
Because if your data is very large, you need to take a lot of time to do the backup.
Yes.
And the deduplication can be done in the 2 points. One is dedupe at the source. What is the advantage? It can reduce the data you need to backup to a target.
Yes.
But it will cause it will have some performance impact on your source.
Yes.
Okay. And the other one is dedupe at the target. If you don't care about the transmission bandwidth, because you are in your LAN environment, so you can just to backup all your data from the source to a target, and started to do the deduplication of the target side. So in the target side, it will help you to dedupe the data, even the data is compressed. And then we can see the experimental result in the next slide.
And here, right?
Yes.
Is this from QNAP or from
Acronis?
Acronis. Yes. Okay.
They provide me this set of data. And then we can see from right side, without duplication, the total data size after the backup is 25.7 gigabytes.
Yes.
And after we done the duplication at the target site,
it's like around 50, around 15. So basically, it's like 40%.
Yes,
like
reduce the data,
reduce the size of the backup data.
Yes.
Right? So what can we have as a benefit from this function? First is we have more storage capacity, right? And then the second is, well, you save your time while doing this. So these two things are the most important advantages, because time is money, and if we one day found that we have a lot of unnecessary data file inside of our NAS, which like 20, 30, 40%.
It also can be said if you shorten the backup time, you can do the backup more.
Yeah. So we save your hard disk, we save your money.
Yes.
So then the next thing is experience. Okay, so the world fastest recovery. We have universal restore in Acronis and instant restore.
So the difference is Acronis universal restore is help you to recover your Windows or your Linux OS on a dissimilar device.
Okay.
You don't need a 100% same device for the spare.
Yes.
You can have another device for your spare, but with a different device, with hardware device inside.
Understand.
Yes.
So it's like I'm driving a car, and if the car's like no fuel, or brake, or whatever is done, and I just get off the car and get into another car and keep driving.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And about the Acronis Instant, about the Acronis Instant Restore, as I mentioned, we could convert the backup data, backup system into the VM.
Yes.
So while the disaster happened, we can just recover the service by mount the VM directly.
Oh, understand. Yeah. So it's very fast.
It's very fast.
Yeah, especially when using QNAP VM, it's really fast.
Okay.
So the next thing is the role-based administrative access. Like what you said, if I'm a like
IT of
center headquartered in Taiwan, but I have 3 different branches in Asia, Europe, and United States, I can also use Acronis to manage their backup.
Yes, you can point some IT in maybe in the US branch, so they learn to manage all the hosts in the US branch. But you also can be manage or delegate some hosts to control the branches.
Okay, so like I can monitor each of the backup
Yes.
situation.
Yes.
Even if it's not in my intranet.
Not even in the internet.
Okay. And then we can have you can customize your own dashboard, right?
Yes, they provide more than 20 style of the dashboard, so you can control all your backup tests other again
by their own choices.
Yes,
because different chart can show different stories, right?
Yes.
So I'm not really sure what kind of chart of the Acronis have, but I think over 20 is already enough for like 100% of the Acronis users.
They can let you to know how the status of your backup test, and also the storage usage of your backup test, and about the job is fail or success or execution time.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is all for the Acronis.
Yes.
And if you are now an Acronis current user, now we're going to show you how can Acronis work with our QNAP NAS. But if you are not Acronis user, you can start to consider if the Acronis function is good for you and how can you work with QNAP NAS. So we will show you how to keep your data safe and secure by these two services. The first thing is Acronis can back up the entire computer to a NAS.
Yes,
right?
not only the file folders, disk, you can select all entire machine can be backed up to our QNAP NAS.
Okay, and then we will show you how by the live demo later.
Yes.
And then we can do this recovery. Like
granular recovery. So you can just recover only one file. Instead of you need to recover all the disk for just one file, I need to back to the date. I need
even data in database.
In the database, Acronis support the Exchange database and also the Oracle database.
Okay, so that will be more helpful while we only need to recover maybe one or two files, right?
Or object.
Understand. And then the third thing is, okay, True Image is like an app that to recover and back up the
True Image is also a backup solution of the Acronis, but it's for the end user.
Okay.
And we have integrated with the Acronis True Image on a NAS, so the user could install the Acronis True Image via the QNAP App Center.
Okay.
And with your mobile, you can just scan the QR code from the screen, and you can get the connect between these two devices. And you can start it to back up your contact, your video, your photos from your mobile.
So we can download the True Image on our App Center. But we cannot download the Acronis backup for the enterprise.
No.
Okay, so next thing is we will do the live demo, and Norman will show you how to start to use Acronis for the enterprise.
Yes.
Okay. We change into another scene.
So it's the user interface of the Acronis Backup. Then you can create your backup plans here. And I have already created 2 backup plans.
Yes.
You can see the details.
What what's the difference between 1G and 10G?
Okay, I have set two network interface.
Yes.
One is 10 gigabit Ethernet. One is 1 gigabit Ethernet.
Okay.
It's to show the users how efficient if you change the 1 gigabit Ethernet to 10 gig.
Okay.
Yes. So these two plans contains the same backup source.
Yes.
All from the normal backup test.
Yes.
And in this folder, it will contain 50 gigabytes data for backup.
15.
15.
15. Okay.
Yeah, 15. Sorry. Yeah. And the backup target is 1 NAS, but with different folders.
Sure.
Okay. Then we started to run the
1G.
1G, and you can see it's the host.
Yes.
We started to back up.
This is my computer.
Your computer.
It's same
name.
So that
I don't know. Same name. Okay.
Okay.
And it can be the plans we have created for this host. So we started to run the Acronis Backup 1 gigabit. The plan is started to run.
Okay.
And then we can see the network transmission rate from our NAS because the source side is on our NAS.
Sure.
So we can see from the resource monitor.
Sure.
To see the job is started or not.
Network. Okay.
So the data is transferred through the adapter 1.
Okay.
We can see whether the data is started to transmit. And the transmission rate is about 100. It's near the optimized.
Yeah. Okay, then speaking of the switch, because no matter how many computer and how many router we have, for what is important is when we have to connect everything into the internet router, what do we need? We need a switch. Well, basically now QNAP has NAS built-in with SFP Plus, provides you 10 gigabit transmission speed, and we have 10G base T, which is the RJ45 connector.
Yes.
And as long as you have internet cable that the level is higher than Cat5e, you can use the 10G speed. But in an enterprise, what else do we need? We need a 10G switch. So recently, QNAP has launched a new device called Q Switch. We have two models, 1208 and we have 804, which provides you like 12 port of SFP Plus and RJ45 combo. And then the 804 is an 8-port 10G switch, which you can use 4 ports as SFP and the other 4 ports as combo, so as your choice. So if you want to know more about that, you can just go to maybe your online shop, or maybe Amazon, or maybe QNAP website. You can check more for that detail. Okay. So
you can
have we done?
Not yet.
Okay, I can tell you more about our switch.
But you can see the job is working very hard.
Yeah.
Because it's a bottleneck. While the transmission of the backup. So why we always mention we need to use the 10G for your backup job.
Yes. It's only 15 gigabyte.
Right? Yes.
It's only 15 gigabytes, so it costs us like more than 2
I think in maybe 2 minutes.
Imagine that if you have like thousands of files and they have
1 petabyte.
Yeah, that higher than gigabyte, I don't know what that is. Or even higher and higher, how much time you need to spend on backing up. And time is money. So if you have to waste a lot of time doing this, you are wasting your own money, because while backup, you will also cost the CPU resource. And which is like
blocking all other jobs need to done by the host.
Yes. Yeah, finally it's done.
Yes, it's done.
Let's see how long does it take.
How long it takes. So from the activity, you can see this back job. Now this one. Refresh the page. And then we started this job. 3 minutes.
Okay, 3 minutes.
Takes 3 minutes to finish the job.
Let's check on the 10 gigabit.
Okay. So let's start it to 10 gigabit backup.
Okay, can wait.
Start to backup. You can see the status from the resource monitor, and we use the interface
Which one?
adapt 5.
Okay.
So you can check the throughput here. It's not started yet.
Not even started.
Yes. So you can see the compression between the 1G and 10G in this overall network usage.
Sure. It's starting 1/600 each second, right?
Each second.
900. Okay. 900. So basically, it's a 10 times faster.
10 times faster.
So I think maybe like 20 seconds we can get everything done.
I think the job is nearly done.
I think it's done.
It's done. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's check on how long does it take.
We can see from.
Okay, 54 seconds. So that is why we will suggest you to use 10G solution, no matter it's the NAS or the interface or the switch. Because if you are under your intranet, have a faster speed, it's definitely a good choice for you to hire your efficient to your team. Well, no matter it's a studio or photographer or something.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's get back to our slides. And after we have checked the demo for the how to set the Acronis and what are the differences between 1G and 10G. Yeah. So we have another thing to tell you that 3 steps to build a backup appliance. How can we do that? I think it's through our VM, right?
Yes, through our virtualization station, you can install the Windows OS. After the OS is finished to install, you can just install the Acronis Backup. And with the only 3 steps, you have to create your own appliance, backup appliance. Yes.
Okay, so we can. So first is we need to have a QNAP NAS.
Yes.
And then we run Windows on there.
VM.
And then install the Acronis backup, and that's done.
Yeah.
Very easy. So let's try again. No, you can try with your own NAS. And then, okay, the QNAP NAS, we provide you a multi-layer protection for backup, like what we said. From local side, we have RAID. We have snapshot. Okay. And then from the cloud side, we have hybrid backup sync.
Yes.
And then for the remote side, we can also use iSCSI to do the remote, right?
iSCSI.
For the backup.
For backup also. But you need to, through the hybrid backup sync, help you to back up your data.
Okay.
To remote site.
So basically, using our hybrid backup sync with QNAP NAS, you have 3 steps, 3 layers of your data protection:
local, and the remote site,
and cloud. Okay. So these are all the information we are introducing to you. First thing is Acronis is a very famous company for enterprise to back up the system.
And he provides a reliable mechanism for data protection.
And of course, a good service team, right?
Yes.
And then why Acronis and why QNAP NAS is a good partner to work with Acronis, because we provide you first high-speed, multiple interface, and multiple protections.
Yes.
And then we have our own data protection inside of our NAS that can give your Acronis backup files another more protection inside of our NAS.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is why we will provide you the combination
between the two products.
Yeah. So in Taiwan we have to with special thanks to the TTech company, because in Taiwan this is sole distributor, sole agent, right? Sole agent. So if you are a user in Taiwan and happen to watching our video right now, you want to get to know more, you can contact the TTech in Taiwan. So I believe they will give you a satisfied service.
Yes.
Okay, so this is how we can provide you the Acronis, and QNAP is your best choice. So let's go back to our live. Okay, if you have any questions you want to know, you can just leave a message below, and we will reply you ASAP. And if you like our video, please give us a subscribe on our channel, and we will bring you more and more videos, no matter it's hardware or software or unboxing or how to use each of the specific apps. So subscribe, thank you, and
Thank you.
of course, sorry. Another thing is we will take a short holiday for the next 5 days, so we won't be having any other live broadcast during the rest of this week. So next week we will see you again on QNAP live broadcast. Bye bye.
Bye bye.